In this tutorial, I want to talk about text animations in Easy Animator Pro version 1.7. Now we've added the break apart feature, which allows you to break apart things not just according to words, but also letters and lines. But the text feature in Easy Animator Pro has a little bit unique aspects to it, and there's a few things that I just want to cover just to make sure that you get the most out of it and don't get frustrated. So one thing to note is that we have to have kind of a mode of editing the text. So if I double click on it, I'm now have the text properties that are open, and I can change the fonts, and I can, color and align and change the size. Of course, I can size it if I click off of it. Now if I want to get out of editing mode, I need to click back on the text tool, and that's going to go ahead and let me go back to the normal, kind of treat it as an object and apply animations to it. So I need to go into text mode by clicking on the text and or double clicking on the text there and do that. Now another kind of neat little trick here, let's say that you're wanting to make new, say that you have this selected and you want to make a new text thing, you can triple click 1, 2, 3 and I can create a new text field. And so that's something that's kind of cool. If I click off of it, it doesn't, you kind of want to make it feel like it's going to click off of it, but in order to have that triple click feature, we really do need to kind of have this separate thing where you're going out of the mode so that you can do the animation. So now I've got that selected. I'm going to go ahead and delete that sample text there. So that's one thing you need to bear in mind. So there's just kind of in text editing mode. Now if I click on this and I didn't have this triple clicked, I would be potentially starting a new text field. So if I have this selected, you'd think that I might be going ahead and be able to click on like the text options here, but no, I need to go ahead and double click into it before I can change the text options and color and stuff like that. So if I want to get out of the text editing mode, I need to click back on the text tool to do that. So that's how I get in and out. So just to save you some frustration there. Now you have, again, as we've talked about here initially, I can break this apart according to lines, words, and letters. Now with letters, you're going to, something like this is going to very quickly create tons of different things. If I'm working with words or lines, I have less to work with, and it's a little bit easier to kind of animate things one at a time if I want to, using the different options, not using presets. But when you're using words, you really, letters, there's so many. Let's go ahead and do that. You see here that I do get to have them. I have 26 layers, and if I apply a preset, they will animate nice and smooth. But what you may find with something like this is if you add a lot of images also, after a while, it's going to get a little slowing down if you have too many layers here, particularly if you have a relatively complex image or something like that. So you do need to be careful about that. But if you're just doing text, you can utilize the presets and the break apart feature to do very, very fast animations that really are very uncommon, not as easy to do really in almost any program that I'm aware of. Even After Effects and some of the plugins that originally inspired me to do this aren't capable of doing this. So that's how you can leverage the text animations. We do not have the ability to import any other fonts right now. We are going to work on that, and so right now these are the fonts that are available, and we will be looking into adding more over time. If you have a request, let us know. But the one thing you do need to be aware of is that we can only include fonts that have the licenses that free that are available to include with a with a program. So there's plenty of fonts out there that may be free, but they don't include that license. So that's why they're not in here. But if there is a font that you want, please contact us, and we can check into putting that in. Otherwise, we are going to be looking into adding your own fonts as soon as we can.